And so?
And so, everyone's going to laugh at me when I say this. I really want a partner. It's the one thing that I haven't yet been able to give up.
Wait. You
not give up,
have not been listening to us. Listen. You didn't give up the music either. You didn't give up your desire for the Capitol Records contract. You didn't give up your desire to be the lead singer in a band. You didn't give that up either. You gave up the resistance to it. So you haven't given up your desire for your lover either. You also haven't given up your resistance to it. Do you need another drug overdose?
Maybe.
Or can you do it the easy way?
Just kidding, Mom.
Are you following us?
I am following you, so I have this...
So how are you going to give up resistance? First of all,
I have no idea.
Well, we do. First of all, you got to stop talking about it as if it isn't done when it is. You didn't know all that stuff that was in your vortex until you let go and it came in. So are you saying to us that you don't know what's in your vortex until you lose your mind and you allow it to manifest, and then when you see it, then you believe it? And we want to say to you, we want you to believe it before you see it. Now you understand this process.
Well, so I've been trying to be like that, and then like anytime I make eye contact with a guy or like smile at him, I'm like, is it you? I'm just like, and then I have these horrible thoughts that just enter. It's like,
that'll make your knee hurt. That'll make your knee hurt.
My knee already hurts.
Well, that's why. Because if you're trying to make it happen rather than know that it's happened and just let yourself receive the impulse to go, just slow the train down, just relax in all of this and know that your singular work is to get into the receiving mode, and that the impulses will come, and as you follow the impulse, then it will unfold in a natural way. You don't want to start sifting through the whole world. Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you?
No.
Is it you?
And then like as soon as I think I'm confident, I'm like, download Tinder right now, because you feel like confident about yourself. And then it's bad.
So there are a couple of things that we want to ask you if you heard from us. Do you acknowledge that your desires were evolving and that the cooperative components were being gathered before you knew that they were? And so step 1 had happened and step 2 had happened, but step 3 hadn't happened. And then you found some way to let step 3 happen by having a sort of breakdown where you let go of everything, and in letting go of resistance, now you allowed your vibration to rise so that what was in your vortex could come out where you could see it. This is no different. Your lover is in your vortex. All you got to do is stop looking so hard and convincing yourself that he isn't there, and let it happen.
Do I have a soulmate? Just say
so
yes.
Much so that there will be no question in your mind when you meet. You won't be going, is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? It'll be so strong and so clear that you will behave obnoxiously and foolishly, but you will not be rebuffed. You will not be rebuffed, because you'll rendezvous with someone who's been looking too. That's the nice thing about soulmates. When you see each other, you sort of kind of know it. Unless your soulmate's tuned in and you're not, or unless you're tuned in and your soulmate isn't. That's why you don't work law of attraction. You allow law of attraction to do its thing, and you just stay in alignment to keep the odds up. Did you hear what we just said? Your soulmate might not be in alignment while you're walking around, or you might not be in alignment when you're walking around. But if you're always in alignment, then you got a much better opportunity of meeting up with your soulmate.
So I thought I met my soulmate.
You did?
Yeah, and she was a woman,
yeah.
And we were literally like twin souls.
Yep.
And
you come in clusters. It's not just one.
It's so hard. She broke up with me a while ago, 5 years ago, and I haven't ever loved someone like that again. And then I realized I was into guys. It's very confusing for me.
We want you to buy these recordings and write on your sheet, Abraham said to give these to me.
Okay.
Because this isn't a way to sell to you. This is a way to make sure you get it and listen back to this conversation. And we want you to listen to how much arguing for your limitations you're doing. It's all right. We want you to listen for how much explaining how it is you are doing. And do you know what the problem with explaining how it is? You know what the problem with that is? It doesn't let things change. So if you keep explaining what is, you hold yourself in that holding pattern where the changes that are in your vortex cannot be realized by you. They're being revealed to you, but you're not realizing them. And for sure, we know this for sure, you don't need another drug overdose to get this. You don't. You're consciously hearing this.
Just by listening and practicing.
You tell us, what's it like to be in the receptive mode when music flows through you? Tell us what that's like.
It feels like my whole body is warm and tingling, and it just feels like a stream of flow and harmony.
Consciousness reaching every aspect of you at the same time.
Everywhere. I mean, even thinking about it, I start like my hands are
So there you go.
buzzing.
It feels like that. So next question, really important. Can you identify what kinds of things you do that leads up to that? Are you having a fight with someone and then you go do that? Are you feeling sorry for yourself and then you go do that? Or do you come out of sleep? Or do you come out of meditation? Or does it happen first thing in the morning? What's your state of mind? How satisfied are you before that happens?
It depends on the song that I'm writing. Sometimes if it's like...
Well, there's a pattern, and you can isolate the pattern. You know what the usual situation is, because sometimes you struggle in a song and sometimes it just flows easily, because sometimes you write songs and you're not in that vibrational alignment, and sometimes you write songs and you are. We're asking you what it feels like when you are, which was what you described, and now we're asking you if you know what kinds of things you're doing that lead up to that.
Feels like a buildup of energy. Like I'm starting to get really... Either my thoughts are going really fast and I'm very inspired.
Good. So stay right here. This is really good, because when you're in a place of satisfaction, that's exactly what happens. The energy builds quickly. Otherwise, it goes this way, 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 and it feels like conflict. So what you just described was being in a state of enough satisfaction that there was no resistance in your vibration, and the law of attraction took hold of your vibration, and that's why it escalates so fast. This is the same thing, except that with your music, you've come into a rhythm of knowing how to expect it, and so it happens. With a relationship, you haven't. So with a relationship, you think about how you want it, and you think about it not being there, and you think about how much you want it, and you think about how long it hasn't been there. And so you have...
And then I get scared of being hurt.
Then it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. You have conflicted thoughts about it. But when you start out from satisfaction, and the subject is already in the vortex, you don't have to activate it again. You see, this is a thing that most people don't understand. You do all of your creating in step one. When you're struggling and having a hard time, that's when you do all of your asking, and then the universe responds to your asking. But you've got to find some way to line up with what you're asking for before it can manifest in your experience. What we're saying to you is you figured out how to do that with your music. You can figure out how to do that with everything.
So I think I am figuring it out. In fact, I feel it. So what I'm focusing on is the love of my family, and it creates a warm, loving, together feeling.
Or anything that makes you feel good.
And my friends, the unconditional love of my friends and support.
Yeah.
And I make a gratitude
And the
list
beauty of
every
the
day.
sunset, and the niceness of the dog that just licked your hand as you walked by.
And butterflies and blue glass.
When you stop doing that thing you do, your vibration will rise. And when your vibration rises, you're in the receiving mode. And when you're in the receiving mode, the magic happens. Good?
Thank you.
Really good. Have fun.
Thank you.
That was helpful, wasn't it?